You know, when he's in rhythm, I think he's a good shooter. And I've said that for 2 years, 3 years. When we get him on plays, curling up and catching, I think he's a good shooter. The 1-3 he wanted to take. The other one, obviously, he had to take. But the second one, he wanted that shot. He stepped into that shot. And listen, it's good. It's good that it went in.
When you see him launch a shot from that distance, or two shots from that distance at that point in a game like this, what goes through your mind?
Go in, please. You know, I'm not above praying or begging. The first one was just so late clock, so I always think those are the easier ones sometimes, because what else can you do? But the second one, you know, that was big.
Doc, before you guys got some separation from you with Roger, how are you feeling?
Well, the game could have gone either way. I mean, honestly, when they cut it to 3, I think it was 3, I'm not sure. You know, I think we scored right out of that to get it to 5. And, you know, I felt going into this game it was going to come down to the wire. You really did. This team is hard to get away from because they never let up on the pressure because they have so many guys. You know, so it's 48 minutes of the same attack. And, you know, you feel like against them you'll get a lead and then you have to sub out or one stretch, and then they keep attacking at you. And we talked about that before the game, that this was going to be a hard game. It's going to come down the stretch, and we're going to have to win it with our defense and our execution.
When you guys weren't doing, they were getting offensive glass,
yeah.
And you weren't getting all the stuff you would.
Well, we turned it over a couple times, and you know, Steve, you've watched this all year. It's who we are at times. I've said it all year. We don't have a big margin of error. We play like that, and at times when we struggle, teams make runs on us, and you know it's hard. But that's who we are. I don't think we can win games by 20 or 25 with this group right now. With what we have going on, it's hard to do. But our mindset is that we have to grind games. That's how we go into games with that thought, and I think that's how we have to think.
Doc, you had said before, you told us before the game that you needed Rondo to come in with tons of energy, a lot of energy. It seemed to me kind of came and went for some parts of this game.
Yeah, you know, it did. You know, he gets so down on himself. We have the saying, it's Chuck Daly who actually came up with it, get past mad. You know, we say it all the time. Now our players say it to each other. And Rondo made a couple of turnovers, and you can see his head go down. And you know, on the bench, you know, you can hear our guys, come on now, let's get past it, let's get past it. And, you know, I think people a lot of times think he's pouting about something else. He's so hard on himself. And, you know, we had the funny exchange once about that, you know. He says, Coach, I'm not mad at anybody, I'm mad at myself. And I said, I don't care who you're mad at, you're still mad. And we need your positive energy. And I thought he really fought himself tonight and won. And I thought that was huge. It's a big step for him.
Doc, you've now played 2 series, 13 games against teams that are perceived to be younger, more athletic, quote unquote, all that stuff. How taxing has it been for this last 13 games?
Well, it's been taxing. You know, obviously we loved the one in Philly. We loved the one in Atlanta and got finish it off. But you know, those teams are good and they're hard to play. We've done I'm hoping a good enough job of rest. You know, we didn't practice one time in this entire series, which is unheard of in a playoff series when you think about it. We walked through stuff. Literally, we didn't run in the walkthrough. You know, tomorrow we're going to watch film, shoot around, we'll walk through, and we'll go play a game. You know, and the way we look at it with this team is tomorrow's off and most of Monday's off, and then we play. We just don't have the bodies, we don't have the legs to do anything else. So, but I love where we're at. I told them after the game this is exactly where we thought we would be, and we're going to Miami.
Talking about digging down deep, I don't know that you covered it, but after Paul got his 6th foul,
yeah.
I mean,
it was just team. You know, really, we won on defense. You know, Rondo made some big shots and Ray made some threes, but we got stops. We got key stops. You know, they've been so good out of timeouts, and you know they're gonna attack us, and we got stops those last 3 down the stretch. That was huge for us.
Was that, was that, you're just gonna ride with Paul to?
Yeah. I mean, we had to with 7, 8 minutes left, 5 fouls, get 6. I didn't like the way he got it on the charge. It was almost like shocking to your system because the charge means, oh gosh, he's out. But I thought our guys, nobody panicked. They really did. They just kept playing.